here. Hey y'all, I think we're gonna start off. I'm tying up a bunch of flies for the website today to sell. I'm gonna do some hopedale crabs to start off with. Just trying to get some flies tied for the website. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of thread right here. Do a little bit of thread base around the right below the eye right there to throw a lead eye on there. Let's see. I'm gonna go with a gold eye on this one, y'all. All right, anybody just joined? I just started. It's pouring down rain. Well, right now it's a little break in the rain, but it's raining outside today, so tying up a bunch of flies just to add to the website. So far, just a 3/0 Umpqua saltwater hook. It's the competition series hook. I put a little bit of thread down for a thread base and put a gold lead eye on here real quick. I'm gonna tie. This is gonna be a hopedale crab. It's just one of my. It's one of the most popular flies down here that we use. So I'm probably gonna tie a few different colors of the hopedale crab. Throw on the website today. That's what I'm doing. I'm just tying flies for the website today. What's up, Montana? It's storming out here today, man, for the most part. So just gonna tie a bunch of flies, add them to the thing. I'm supposed to be fishing Thursday through Sunday, fly fishing charters. Hey, the Norrell Farm, hello. I'm supposed to have fly fishing charters Thursday through Sunday. The weather's supposed to be bad. I talked to the clients this morning. They're going to see if they can possibly reschedule because I hate for them to come. One of them's coming from Montana, and one of them's coming from California. I hate for them to come all the way to Louisiana and the fishing be so. Where's my accent from? I'm from Georgia, but I'm a fishing guide here in Louisiana. But I've been fishing down here since I'm old now, so I've been fishing down here since 1997. So I'm not from Louisiana. I'm an implant, but I mean I done figured it out by now. Time flies. These are I'm a fishing guy down here for redfish, speckled trout, all that kind of stuff. So just tying some redfish flies today. It's raining outside today, so tying up a bunch of flies for the website. So far, this is a 3/0 Umpqua hook, saltwater series hook. It's a competition series. Threw a gold eye on here, little gold eye on there. Now we're gonna take. How many subscribers do I have? I think about 3,000, just over like 3,075 or something like that. But I've got, if you look at my YouTube channel, I've got 500 something videos on there. And most of them are actually fishing videos, and they're pretty good. I just started the fly tying thing on YouTube not too long ago. Thank you, Breezy. Thank you. Hello, Levi. All right, so now y'all, that glue that I just put on there, this is that glue dries with ultraviolet light. So this is a flashlight that does ultraviolet light. So we're just gonna dry this glue around the eyes real quick. It only takes about 10 to 12 seconds for that glue to dry. How long have I been making my own flies? That's the funny thing. Not as long as I've been fishing for them. I've only been making my own flies now for a few months, but Thank you. Yeah, I'm from Georgia, y'all. I'm from Georgia. I live in Louisiana. I'm a fishing guide in Louisiana, but I'm originally from Georgia. But I tie so many flies all the time. I tie all the fly all the time. I've probably tied hundreds already that I kind of picked it up pretty quick. All right, y'all. Let's add a tail to this thing. This fly is going to be a hopedale crab, which is one of the my favorite fly patterns down here. We catch a lot of flies on it. So I'm gonna grab an olive colored deer tail right here. And what you want to do, we're gonna cut off a chunk of deer tail. And that's gonna be the tail on our fly. So I'm just gonna grab some of it like this right here. So we got our chunk of deer tail right here, y'all. And what you want to do, there's not many loose strands on this one, but I just kind of loosely pull if I can get any loose strands to come off. But if you pull too hard, obviously you can pull all of it off. We're going to lay this right here on top of the fly, like so. And just start running it down the fly. All right. Now, this is no, it's a real bucktail. It's a real tail. They just dime. Now I'm gonna take a black Sharpie and I'm gonna add some stripes right here to the tail. The name of this fly is a hopedale crab. Hopedale, hopedale crab. It's one of my favorite flies. It's really the most fish catching this fly. When people go fish with me on my charters, we catch a ton of fish on this fly right here. So if you see, I just took a Sharpie, added some black stripes. When this is in the water, all this will flow backwards into a point. When it's in the water like that, it all flows backwards into a point. All right, now I'm gonna add some shine to the tail right here, y'all. So I'm gonna grab some gold. And like 2 little strands of chartreuse. I'm a inshore charter captain, so redfish, speckled, so saltwater, redfish, speckled trout, jack crevalle, basically everything that swims out here. So I'm gonna take and just add a couple of strands of this gold. You don't need but a couple. So I got 2 strands of gold right here. Just gonna cut that. And what you want to do, you're just going to take your 2 strands of gold and just kind of I'm going to wrap it around my thread right here so this even. It slipped out of my hand, sorry. Just kind of pull this back, get a couple of wraps on it to hold it in place. Now I'm going to hold the gold down to the side of the fly, the gold little shiny part, and get a couple of wraps to get it to stay. That one's wanting to stick up. Let me Let me operate on that a little bit. Now I'm gonna grab some chartreuse and do the same thing. Yeah, man, we stay busy down here with the fly fishing. I do both fly fishing and spinning rod. I got a fly fishing skiff, fly fishing boat, and I got a bay boat. And we stay busy. Fly fishing is probably the number one thing that I stay busy with. But yeah, man, you get people from all over the world down here fishing. I've had people from all over Europe. I've had Poland. I've had Czechoslovakia. I've had people from all over, it's like South America. Yeah, people all over the world come down here fishing. And I fly fish, or I'm sorry, I guide out of the New Orleans area, so I'm just south of New Orleans. All right, y'all. We got a few little strands of shine right there on that tail. Now we're going to add some body to the fly. So I'm going to get yeah, Louisiana's a huge hot spot for fish. Yeah, Houma. Well, Eric's from Houma. He knows all about it. Yeah, Louisiana's huge for Louisiana's the home of the redfish. So, a lot of redfish like like in the Carolinas and Florida, places like that, a lot of redfish will migrate. But most of the redfish here in Louisiana stay here year round because uh, they don't need to go anywhere. They got the food and the environment. So I'm doing, y'all. This is called EP brush. If you look, you can probably see there's a wire going down through the center of it, and you can kind of see the colors on it. It's kind of like it's got some olive in it, a little bit of blue. So we're going to use this to add some body to the fly, kind of make it poofy, in other words, because fish have sensors on them. They can sense movement. So this is going to add some body to the fly so it helps them find the fly in the water. In other words, we call it pushing water. The fly is going to make this fly push some water. Thank you, Scuba. Yeah, man, gripping lips. Because think about it. I was trying to think. That's actually the name of my charter service too. Is Gripping Lips Fishing is the name of my charter service. But if you think about it, a lot of times when you're holding fish up, you're gripping their lips. So Gripping Lips Fishing. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this EP brush, and I'm just going to get it started. I'm going to lay it like right here on top of the fly, and I'm going to get a couple of wraps, some tight wraps, just to get it started. I'm going to pull my thread up out of the way, and now we're going to start wrapping this EP brush. And if you see, there's a wire going down through here, but what you want to do, you want to basically fold this back over the wire like this right here, and fold it back towards the back of the hook. So we're folding this we're folding the material towards the back of the hook, but we're wrapping from back to front. So we're wrapping from like the point of the hook, and we're going towards the front of the fly. And this is just going to add some body to the fly, y'all. If y'all new to the channel, please subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to grow my channel. Lately, I've been doing these fly time videos. It seems like people like to watch them. Sometimes I get on here at 10 o'clock at night, y'all. And because for some reason, I always want to tie flies late at night. But today it's pouring down rain, so I thought I would tie some flies. All right, now that we got some body on the fly, I'm going to take the tag in right here and hold it out of the way. And we're going to do a couple of wraps just to hold it out of the way, and then cut this tag end off here, y'all. That's hilarious. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap that up. to stay on the fly. All right, I'm gonna take a toothbrush, y'all, and just kind of brush this stuff back. Like so. Now I'm gonna take some scissors and just cut off these extra fibers that are like facing up forward. Just cutting them off. So when this is in the water, so my favorite fly is actually the one we're tying now. This hopedale crab is one of my favorite flies. And you can do it in different colors, but the pattern's a hopedale crab. In fact, here's a finished one right here that I tied the other night. So that's what we're tying right there. I just used different eyes on it the other night. I used little chartreuse eyes. But hopedale crab is one of our most fish catchingest fly down here. If y'all are new to the channel, you might find this funny. So we tied this live the other night. It's a crab. Y'all see what he's doing? If y'all, it's a dance move. Y'all know what he's doing? He's dabbing. So I call it the dab crab. Anyway, just kind of a funny fly I came up with, but this one right here, we tied this the other night live on stream too, y'all. That's the GOA. That's the GOA right there. We call it the GOA. It's red, white, and blue. It's got some shine on it. The dab crab, yep. But anyway, that's the GOA right there, y'all. Stands for. Yeah, I was just showing y'all some stuff I tied the other night live on stream. No, y'all, I got hundreds of flies. It would take me a while to show y'all all the flies. Now we're going to take and throw some shine, throw a little crack wrap right here. That's what it's called, crack wrap. We're going to throw a little crack wrap right there around the front of the fly. And it's going to add a little bit of shine to it. So I'm going to grab some of this right here. Same thing, we only need a couple of inches of it. That's what she said. Put that up right there. Same thing, you just want to hold this, put like a little tag in down here and get some wraps on it to hold it to the fly. So pull this up out of the way. And then we're going to wrap this right here. And these materials, you just want to keep these pushed back towards the back of the fly as you're wrapping. Just like that, y'all. I got some these little tweezer things right here. If it's y'all's first time watching, y'all, please subscribe, man. It really helps me out trying to grow the channel. If you check out my channel, y'all, I've got 500 something videos on there, and most of them are actually fishing videos. So if y'all want to see some giant fish being caught, check out the YouTube channel. And I'm a fishing guide in Louisiana. If y'all want to book a trip, if you go to my website is grippinglipsfishing.com. If you go to my website, you can contact me on there and book a trip on there. All right. Yeah, so I'm from Georgia. I grew up bass fishing. I have fished a ton of tournaments. I still have friends that fish Major League Fishing and Bass Masters, all that stuff. So I grew up fishing tournaments, y'all. My dad's actually in the American Bass Anglers Hall of Fame. But yeah, I grew up fishing freshwater, fishing bass, and all that. But uh, but yeah, I'm a fishing guy down here in Louisiana because you can make money taking people fishing down here. We stay pretty busy most of the year down here. So now we're going to put a few wraps right here at the front, and we're going to tie it off. So got a little tying tool right here, y'all. Yeah, my dad, I think he's 72 now, but he's been fishing tournaments his whole life. He still fishes tournaments even though he's 72. All right, almost done, y'all. And I missed tournament fishing when I was back home. When I was still living back in Georgia, I would fish a tournament almost every weekend. I'd find a tournament somewhere to fish, but nowadays I'm down here all the time. I stay busy taking people fishing. So, all right. Now we're going to put a little bit of glue. We're going to put a little bit of glue right here over the thread that we just tied off, y'all. This is called, it's made by Solarez. This glue dries with the ultraviolet light. So we're just going to take some glue, put it over that thread right there we just tied. And then hit it with ultraviolet light, y'all. And it dries that glue within a few seconds. I don't know if y'all can see on camera, but you can actually see the smoke come up. When the ultraviolet light hits the glue, it dries it super fast. All right, y'all. I'm just going to brush that back. All right, y'all. So there's the first fly we tied. Hopedale crab is what it's called. Redfish fly. Of course, bass and all that stuff we hit it too, but I use it down here for redfish and all that. So, all right, let's tie another one. Let's do a shrimp pattern, y'all. We'll do something kind of shrimpy. All right, so I'm gonna grab, this is gonna be an Arex. It's an Arex hook. It's a 2-aught hook. Things might be backwards on the camera. I'm just using my phone. I got it turned around backwards, y'all. So I'm gonna go with the Arex. It's a 2-aught hook. Put this on the vise. We'll do a shrimp pattern this time. Something a little bit different for y'all to see. All right, we're gonna throw same thing, just like we started off the other one. We're gonna throw some thread right here below the eye of the hook for the eyes to go on. Grab some dumbbell eyes here. Tell you what, we're gonna go with pink this time, y'all. Some pink lead eyes on here. Since we're gonna do a shrimp pattern. So what you want to do, you want to take your eyes, lay them on top of the hook, and you want to do a couple of wraps just to kind of hold them on there. But they're crooked right now. because I did wraps in one direction. Now you want to do a couple of wraps in the other direction, opposite direction, to get them to stay, 90 degrees or whatever on the fly. So what you're going to do, you're going to wrap under the hook and over the fly, or over the fly, over the eyes in one direction, then under the hook and over you're doing an X pattern across those lead eyes is what you're doing. And just making sure they're straight on the hook. Like that. And now we're going to start making X patterns to hold the eyes onto the hook. And after you get several on there, I'm going to take and wrap the thread between the eye of the hook. I'm sorry, the eye, the lead eyes and the hook, like this right here, and that's going to cinch those X wraps down. So now that they're pretty tight on there, now we're going to go ahead and run some thread all the way down the hook, y'all. You just kind of want a base of thread on your hook, so when you're adding your other materials to your hook, that everything isn't spinning all over your hook and slipping off and all that. All right. Hey, Tater. I decided it's pouring down rain outside tonight, so I thought I'd go live during the daytime for once instead of 10 o'clock at night. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take some glue, add it over those threads where we tied the eyes on there to lock those eyes in place. You just don't want those eyes to start spinning all over the hook when you start catching fish. And then I'm gonna hit it with the ultraviolet light, just to dry that glue on there real quick, y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in. It says there's 64 people watching right now, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. What I'm gonna do, which right now I know I got a ways to go. Yeah, man, it's raining down here in Louisiana too. What I'm gonna do, which I know I got a couple thousand subscribers to go, but every 5,000 subscribers I hit, I'm giving away a brand new 10-weight fly fishing rod, and it's going to have the reel, it's going to have everything. In fact, I got it sitting in my room in there right now. So every time I hit 5,000 subscribers, or every time I get 5,000, so at 5,000 I'll give one away, 10,000. Every time I do that, I'm gonna give away a 10-weight rod. Fly fishing rod, and of course once I hit the 5,000, then I will do a video telling everybody how to enter to do the giveaway. But I got to hit 5,000 first. All right, now we're going to add a tail right here. So I'm going to grab a bucktail. Can we see the rod? Well, I could go get it, but my dogs are over here and they're actually chilling out, sleeping right now. If I get up, but yeah, it's in there, y'all. Trust me. All right, we're gonna grab a bucktail. I tell you what, if I go live again tonight, which I probably will, I'll have the rod right here so I can show y'all. I just don't want my dogs jumping up and going crazy because they're actually over there chilling out right now. All right, so we're gonna grab a chunk of white right here, y'all. And cut it off. I know Tater has watched my stream, so he's seen me tie these shrimp patterns before, but there's a lot of people that hadn't seen it. All right, y'all, again, I'm gonna pull any little loose strands off Just lightly pulling to get any loose strands that might be in there to come off. We're going to lay this on top of the hook right here, everybody. And I'm going to get a couple of loose wraps just to get it started. There we go. So we added a tail to our fly right there. Now, grabbing a black Sharpie, just like we did with the hopedale crab, and we're going to add some black stripes to this tail right here. Y'all, it's raining today. And it's supposed to be kind of like raining and high winds all week. And I got fly fishing charters Thursday through Sunday this week. I've already talked to my clients. I'm trying to see if they want to change. See if they want to change dates, because I hate people to come all the way here. One's coming from Montana, one's coming from California. I hate for them to come all the way here and the fishing be tough, you know. All right, y'all, we're gonna grab some pink shiny right here, and we're gonna throw a little bit of pink on this. So I got about 3 strands of pink right here. About 3 strands of it. I'm gonna basically wrap the strands one time around my thread. I'm just kind of halving them in half with my thread. I'm going to do a couple wraps to get them started. And now I'm going to take and pull these back on each side of the fly. So I got 3 strands on each side. There we go. Just adding a little bit of pink shine to the back of it right there. Did I? No, the dab crab, I got it right here. I was showing some people earlier, y'all. It's been raining, man, so I hadn't got to use it. We tied this one live on stream the other night, everybody. The dab crab. It's dabbing. Got little crab legs. So, the dab crab. Does your crab dab? I don't know. That one does. All right, y'all. We're going to take some chartreuse, and I'm going to add just a couple of strands of chartreuse off here, just to give a little color to that tail. So I got 3 strands of chartreuse. I'm going to do the same thing with them. I'm going to wrap them right here around the thread. I'm going to get a couple of wraps to hold them. And I'm going to pull them down to the side and wrap it up. Just like that. I'm going to cut off a couple of these where it's a little bit longer right here. Not that it really matters. All right. All right, now let's add some eyeballs to this thing. We're going to flip it over like that right there. And we're going to add some eyeballs to that shrimp, y'all. So these are called, and this might be backwards on camera, they're called easy shrimp eyes. This is what they look like. That's what they look like right there. So what I do, I flip the fly over like this where the hook is facing up, and I'm going to take this, lay it on top of the hook. I'm splitting the hook with the with this. I'm sorry, splitting the shrimp eyes with the hook. So I'm going to lay these on top of the hook. And get some get some wraps to get it started. That looks pretty good. And then go ahead and wrap it up. Like that. So we added little shrimp eyes to the back of our fly right here. Now I'm going to take some Solares glue again, and right there over that thread where I wrap those eyes on there, I'm just going to put some glue just to help hold those eyes down. I don't want them spinning and stuff whenever we start catching fish on it. Now I'm going to hit it with the ultraviolet light. Hit that glue with the light, and it makes the eyes shine too. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera, but anyway, we're going to hit that glue with the ultraviolet light. All right, I'm going to flip this back over. I like tying most of the time with the hook down like that. When it's up like that, it seems like I stab myself more often. All right. I'm just getting my ingredients out right here, y'all. I'm going to grab a pink feather. So these are called saddle hackle. I don't know why. I'm not a fly tying historian or anything. But we're going to grab one feather right here. And what we're going to do, the thick end of the feather down here, I'm just going to cut that off. I'm sure if there's some fly tiers watching me, they might know why it's called saddle hackle. I don't know. Hey, Root, ain't you supposed to be working, man? This stuff I hear flies all over the place. All right, y'all, I'm going to lay this right here on top of the fly, my single pink feather. Y'all, Rude's fish, oh, he's having a sick day. He must be fishing. Y'all, Rude's fished with me before. He can tell you. He can tell you about them giants we catch down here. All right, y'all, we got this started. I'm gonna pull this out of the way. I'm just grabbing my tweezer things right here. I'm gonna wrap that and start wrapping the feather. And while we wrap it, I'm just gonna keep the material pushed back towards the back of the fly. So I'm keeping the feather pushed back towards the back while I wrap it, y'all. All right. Now we're just gonna get some wraps on there to hold that feather on there really good. So that's what we have so far. Now we're going to add some crack wrap to the front of it. That's really what it's called, y'all. Crack wrap. Alright. And this is a tan color, so a shrimpy color. So we're just going to grab a couple of inches of that. Actually, I went with a few inches. There's a Michael Scott joke in there somewhere. Is that schlapping? It's called crack wrap. Is what it's called. That's literally what it's called. Crack wrap. Unless there's another name for it that I'm not aware of in the fly fishing fly tying community. All right, we got this started. Now we're going to wrap it up. Let me grab my tweezers right here. We're just wrapping from the back of the fly going towards the front. And you want to keep the material pulled back towards the back as much as possible. I got a little bit right here that's trying to go forward on me. This fly's having a bad hair day. Now I'm just going to hold the tag end of it right here. Do a couple of wraps. I think just for the heck of it, I'm going to throw a little bit of olive right there off the front, y'all. So I'm going to grab just a little olive crack wrap. Wow, 120 something people watching. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. So anybody new to watching, I'm a fishing guide down here in Louisiana. For redfish, you know, mostly redfish, but redfish, speckled trout, jack crevalle, red snapper, whatever. So I do fly fishing and I do spinning rod fishing, but today is a rainy day, y'all. It's raining outside, so I'm in here tying flies, y'all. Tying up a bunch of redfish flies, everybody. My dog just got up. He might need to go outside. Pip, you gotta go outside? said something about outside, and all my dogs jumped up. Y'all hold on. I'm gonna take y'all out here in just a second. Uh-oh. Hold on. I looked over there at my dog and I messed up my mojo there for a second. All right, y'all. Go ahead and get some wraps in here to hold that in place. My dogs went and laid down. I don't know what they want to do. All right, let me cut some tag. So we got a few little tag ends right here, y'all. Just cutting those off. And then we're going to add a few wraps right here around the front of the fly, and then we're going to tie it off. Vernon Parrish, there you go. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Yeah, I've got 500 something fishing videos on my channel, y'all. If y'all like seeing gigantic redfish being caught, because I chase bull red, we call them bull reds. I chase bull reds all year long. That's the reason a lot of my clients, they come. Hold on, Phil, I'm gonna take you out. I have a lot of clients coming from all over that book me. I got a lot of regular clients that book me to go out and catch those big 20+ pound redfish. They'll come every year. Sometimes they come the same dates every year. Like I got these clients that come every year right after Christmas, the same dates every year, and we always catch a bunch of big ones. What I get this past trip. So I had the last charter I did. It's gonna sound crazy, but a few days ago, the last fishing charter I did, it was a spinning rod charter. So it wasn't a fly fishing charter. It was a spinning rod. The wind was blowing like 30 miles an hour, and the water was dirty. And we caught 53 fish, y'all. Caught 53 in the dirty water and like 30-mile-an-hour winds. We had 50 redfish and 3 flounder. We only kept 3 fish. We threw everything else back, y'all. We did most of the catch and release. Hold on, Pip. I'm about to take you, buddy. All right, y'all. I'm just going to hit this right here. Hit that, and we are pretty much done with that fly. Just a little shrimp imitation. All this right here, when it's in the water, will flow backwards like that, y'all. A little shrimp imitation fly. Okay, I see it. All right, Sticky. I'm sorry, Squeaky Fam. That's a cool name. All right, y'all. Y'all can follow me, but I gotta let the dogs out, y'all. I hate to just leave y'all hanging, but you gotta let the dog out. Come on, y'all. Come on, Pip. Pip. He's a gigantic. Yeah, I just tied that fly, y'all. Pip's a gigantic bulldog, but he's a big old baby. I mean, he is a monster, but his head's like as big as a Volkswagen, but he's a big old baby, y'all. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah, we just tied this one, y'all. As soon as the dogs come back in, I'm gonna jump back into tying some more flies. Here's a few from the other night. The last live stream we did the other night, y'all. That's more of a offshore fly. It's a bait fish pattern. It's red, white, and blue. Calling that one the GOA. This one right here. Red, white, and blue fly. The GOA. We tied this one just a little bit ago, y'all, on stream. That's the one we started off with. Hopedale crab. We started off with that one. As soon as these dogs come back in, we'll keep tying some flies, y'all. Y'all done? Come on, Pip. Sorry. Come on, Pip. That's Pip, y'all. He's a monster of a dog, but he's a big old baby. All right, y'all. Bubbles. Come on, Bubbles. Bubbles only has. She's got a hook leg, y'all. One of her legs is she runs around on 3 legs. So she was born with a paw doing that. So she runs around on 3 legs, y'all. I'm gonna give everybody a treat. It'll just kind of keep them settled down while I tie flies by giving my own little treat. Root. Sorry, y'all. We're about to get back to tying flies. I just had to let the dogs out. All right, y'all. Let's get back tying some flies. Sorry about that. Sorry. Have I ever hooked my finger? Yeah. I mean, so I think I might have told this story on one of my live streams one time. I've got hooked a couple of times. I've had clients hook me quite a bit. So when we're fly fishing, I got a fly fishing skiff, a poling skiff. So I stand on the back of the boat. There's a platform back there over the motor, and I stand back there with a push pole and I push the boat along in super shallow water. So I get hooked all the time on the back. People will go back with their back cast, fly fishing, and hook me in the back most of the time. So I get hooked all the time on that. But I was in a tournament one time. This is a bass tournament back in Georgia. It was a springtime or kind of a late spring tournament. So I was on a topwater bite, and I was catching them like that. So I got my 5th keeper in the boat within just a little bit of fishing. And my 5th keeper, it was a spotted bass, a spot. You know, they're pretty active. Got him up out of the water, and he was going crazy. When I went to take the hook out, it actually stuck in my finger. One of my fingers, I can't remember which one. One of my fingers, the hook did. And my dad was fishing the tournament also. He was in another boat. He was further up the lake. But it went in there deep. So I called my dad. He came in all the way down the lake, met me where I was. And he's like, we can pull it out. You can push it through and cut it and pull it out, or you can go to the hospital. I was like, well, I got my 5 keepers in the boat, so I said, I'm not going to the hospital. So my dad pulled his boat up next to mine and jumped in and grabbed pliers, man, and ripped that freaking hook out. And when he did, a couple little strands of meat came out. But you know what? It quit hurting after that, so kept on fishing. I can't remember what place I came in on the tournament, but all right, y'all, let's tie another fly. I got plenty of fishing stories. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, man, it's gripping lips. You know when you're fishing, you're holding fish up, but you might not fish, so. All right. Going through my stuff to grab a hook for the next fly, y'all. I got so much material laying over here. All right. For the next one, we're gonna start off with a saber. It's a saltwater, of course, saltwater fly hook. Say 2-aught, yeah, 2-aught. It's a super strong hook, But we'll start off with that. All right. This time we're going to do a black and purple fly, y'all. Black and purple is one of the #1 colors that we use down here in Louisiana. So let's go with black and purple. So same thing as usual. We're going to start off with some thread base, just up under the eye of the hook. Got some thread base on there. It's going to be a black and purple fly this time, y'all. It's one of the #1 colors down here for redfish. Out of the kitchen, homie. All right, I'll see you later, Tater. Yeah, I'll be on tonight. All right, y'all. We're gonna grab some. We're gonna grab a purple lead eye. It's a little bit heavier eye, but I want these flies to drop down in front of the redfish. I want to get down there pretty quick. So we got our 2/0 hook. We put a little bit of a thread base right here. Now we're gonna take the lead eye, do a couple of wraps to get it started like that, and a couple of wraps in the opposite direction to get it started on the hook. And once you got it started, lined up good enough, all that stuff, now we're going to start wrapping. We're going to make little X wraps. We're going under the hook and over the eye. And you're making an X pattern. Is what you're doing. These are redfish flies, y'all. I'm a fishing guide in Louisiana. If anybody's just watching, it's raining outside today, so just thought I would tie up a bunch of flies. All right, and now we're gonna go under the lead eye and over the hook with a thread, and that's gonna cinch those X wraps down. Somebody tried to put a bad message on, or a bad chat message on there. It popped up saying it was being held for review. Y'all know on YouTube, y'all can't be putting crazy stuff in the chat, because if you do, YouTube would just block it. I try to keep my channel family friendly, y'all. I take families fishing all the time. I got kids on fishing charters all the time, so. All right, y'all, we got the hook so far. We added the lead eyes, and we got a little bit of a thread base right here. Since this is going to be a black and purple fly, I'm grabbing a purple deer tail. So we got purple deer tail right here. These come straight from California. It's the only place you can get them. That's the only place they still have purple deers in California. There might be, a few in other places, but. So we're just gonna get a few strands of purple right here. We're tying a black and purple fly. Everybody, one of the #1 colors down here for redfish. I cut off some black. Some black. I cut off some purple deer tail. I'm just gonna pull in loose strands like that one right there needs to go. Now we're gonna one little crazy long hair right there we could pull off. I'm gonna set this on top of the hook. And wrap it up, B. Y'all ever watch Chappelle's show back in the day? That episode where they're like, wrap it up, B. That's what we're doing. I'm just cutting off some little strands. Not that it matters. It's all going to be covered up anyway. All right, so we got some purple for our tail. And grab my Sharpie if I can find it. I should have cleaned up some stuff in the last. Oh, here it is. So I'm gonna grab a Sharpie right here, y'all. Oh, I see you, Blake. All right, we're gonna grab. Hey, Shamanda. All right, we're gonna grab a black Sharpie. I don't know, y'all. I go to the gym almost every day, and for some reason, they could do strongman competition with these daggum Sharpie tops, dude. I mean, what in the world? All right, we're gonna add some black stripes. You know what? I should probably move this light so y'all can see it better. Sorry. Maybe y'all can see that better. We're gonna add some black stripes right here to the tail of this thing. And y'all, I know it seems like it. I don't add black stripes to every tie, every fly I tie. It might seem like it, but I don't. Just on some of my patterns, I do. See if I can adjust that light better for y'all. Of course, it kind of blinds me, but it might help y'all out. All right, we're gonna add some shiny to that hiney right there. So we're gonna grab some gold. Y'all, if it's your first time watching, y'all, please subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. So when I hit my first 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna get out of the kitchen. When I hit my first 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a giveaway. And once I hit 5,000, I'll let you know how to do it, but I'm gonna give away a 10 weight fly rod. It's the full with the reel, the line, everything. I already have it. It's brand new in the box. It's actually sitting in my room in there. I'm gonna give that away when I hit the first 5,000. Then when I hit my second 5,000, when I hit 10,000, we're gonna do the same thing. Do you know if you can tie turkey or chicken feathers as flies? Yeah, probably. Pretty much all feathers. I mean, they do, because I think saddle hackle is pretty close to being, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, you can do that. Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. All right, so we're going to take a few strands of gold, y'all. I'm going to wrap those around the thread one time. Pull them up like this right here. And do a couple of wraps just to hold it in place. And I'm going to pull these down to the side of the fly. And get a couple more wraps just to hold them in place, y'all. So we're just adding a little bit of gold right there. There, I had to put a barrier up. Dogs keep trying to go in the kitchen. Now I'm going to grab some purple. Some purple shiny. And do the same thing. All right, we'll grab some purple right here and do the same thing, y'all. We're gonna put some purple shiny on the hiney. Like I said, we're tying a black and purple fly right now, y'all. It's one of the #1 colors down here in Louisiana. It's black and purple. probably one of the number one colors everywhere for redfish, but I know down here in Louisiana it is. If anybody's just joining, I'm a fishing guide here in Louisiana for like redfish, speckled trout, black drum, jack, all the inshore stuff. So you got your thread right here. I know my hair is crazy, y'all. It's just the way I wake up. We're gonna wrap that around the thread one time, hold it up out of place, do a couple of wraps to hold it. Then we'll take the purple and do the same thing we did with the gold, and pull it down to the side and get some wraps on it, y'all. Just like that. So y'all might can see it shining in the light. We got a little bit of gold and a little bit of purple right there on the back of the fly now. Now we're going to add some body to the fly, and someone was just asking, thank you, House. In fact, that was you just asking about, yeah, we're about to add a purple feather to this, y'all. So, got some purple saddle hackle right here. This one right here looks a little bit better. We got some purple saddle hackle. I'm just gonna move that away so I can show y'all. This part of the fly, the feather is thick, y'all. You just want to cut that part off. If you try to wrap that thick part around your fly, around the hook, it's probably just gonna break anyway. So I just pull that off. Thank you, Blake. Thank you. Yeah, if you check out my channel, y'all, I've got 500 something fishing videos on there. If you go, if you look under the videos part instead of looking under the live streams, you'll see 500 something fishing videos on there, y'all, and a lot of giant fish. All right, y'all, we got a piece of saddle hackle. I'm gonna lay that on top of the fly right here. Get some wraps on it to hold it to the fly. Just like that. I'm gonna pull this up out of the way. And now we're gonna take and start wrapping the feather around the hook, y'all. I'm just getting a pair of tweezers right here. Hold it like that. What kind of dog? That's hilarious. Got more than one. Got 5 actually. 2 bulldogs. They're both, one of them's really old. They're all gentle. All the dogs they were all raised well, so they're all a bunch of gentle giants. But they love people. They love other animals. They love everybody. But 2 bulldogs. One's older. She's a female. Another one. He's a gigantic. Oh no, my tweezers broke off. It does that sometimes. Another one is gigantic, huge head on him, big old dog, and he's like the most gentle thing ever. If he has to walk through a tight space and there's a cat right there or something, instead of walking through the tight space and pushing the cat out of the way, he'll wait till the cat moves or something. He's that gentle, But all the dogs are rescues, and you can probably hear them playing right here now. And they're all real sweet. All right, y'all. Now that we wrap that saddle hackle around, I'm gonna hold this tag end out of the way right here, and do a couple of wraps just to hold it, and then cut this tag end off, everybody. Just like that. Now we're going to take and just hold this back and do some wraps to hold that feather to the hook. Just like that. Now we're going to add some crack wrap right here to the front. I like that crack wrap a lot on the front of these flies, y'all. It gives it some shine. Like here's one from the other day. And that little shiny crack wrap stuff around the front, it gives it some shine to it. If you're just joining, y'all, the other night on live stream, we tied this right here. It's a crab, and he's dabbing, y'all. I call it the dab crab. It's supposed to be funny, y'all. Anyway, it's a dab crab. All right, let's add some crack wrap right here to the front. Y'all, that's really what it's called. Crack wrap. It was developed in conjunction with Hunter Biden. So, all right. I'm just got some right here that's already open. And this color on this right here, it's got some black, it's got a little bit of purple, and it's got some silver in it. Just grab a couple of inches, a few inches of it right here. I'm gonna get it started right here on the front of the fly. I can't believe we got 98 people watching, y'all. Thank y'all very much. If y'all are new to the channel, please subscribe. Really trying to grow the channel. I don't know what it is. I've only been doing this tying flies live on I've only been doing the live fly tying for a little while, y'all, and people seem to like it. I don't know, because I've got like 500 something regular fishing videos on my channel, but for some reason people are enjoying the fly tying thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So we're gonna just get a few wraps on that, y'all, to get it started. I'm gonna pull this out of the way again, and then we're gonna take the crack wrap and wrap it around the fly while keeping the material pushed back towards the back of the fly. So I'm working from the back of the fly, that way towards the eye of the hook while wrapping it. And like I said, and you want to try to keep the material pushed back as much as possible. Or if it sticks straight out, that's cool also. When this stuff is in the water, all this material is going to kind of flow backwards anyway when it's in the water. When you're stripping it through the water, it's going to flow backwards anyway. I would use my tweezers to do it, but it don't really matter. I'm just all right. Just gonna hold the tag end out of the way. Get a couple of wraps, just like we did the other fly, to hold it up out of the way, y'all. Cut the tag end off right there. We got a few wraps that want to go forward. Just cut that off. We're gonna get some wraps to make sure it stays on the fly real good. Let's see. You need a lure making. Recently started watching Marlin. Oh yeah, I watch Marlin Bates. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I watch him. I've actually reached out to him before. It seems like he's always fishing those ponds and stuff up there. Testing his lures out, fishing those little creeks and rivers and ponds up there where he's at. But I have reached out to him to see if they ever want to come down here, and fish and film down here, but never heard back from him. He might be too famous for me now, All right, now that we have got pretty much the fly done. We're going to tie it off. And you can use your fingers. So basically you're just making little overhand knots. So you can take your finger on the thread and just wrap thread around your finger one time. If you don't have a tool, you can do that and just make those little half-hitch knots. But I have a tool that does it for me. So just take the tool, put the thread up under the little hook right here, wrap it back around this part of the tool, hold it up here, and just do about 4 or 5 wraps with it, and do just like that. And then I usually do mine a few times, y'all. I'm just OCD about it. If you watch some of my videos, we catch a lot of 20-pound plus fish down here, like all the time. So I'm just OCD about my knots and stuff. Never too famous for a fly. I've taken I think the most famous person I've taken fishing was David Lucas. I don't know if y'all know him. He's a comedian. David Lucas. He's on Kill Tony a lot. You know, Kill Tony. So he goes on, and I'm just taking, by the way, y'all, we're taking this glue. It dries with ultraviolet light, and we're just putting it around the threads right here. So yeah, David Lucas, he goes on Kill Tony a lot. He came down 2 Octobers ago. So I'm from Georgia, and David Lucas is from Georgia, but now he lives in Texas now. He moved out there to be closer to Joe Rogan and the mothership or whatever, the comedy club that Joe has. But I emailed him. And I was like, hey, man, because David Lucas has a fishing podcast where he takes other celebrities and comedians and stuff fishing. And so I emailed him. I was like, hey, if you're down here in Louisiana, let's fish. So he had some shows down here. So he came down 2 Octobers ago, and he don't fly fish, so it was regular spinning rod stuff. But yeah, we went out, and I think we only fished for about 2.5 hours that day, but man, we smoked them. I think we had 6 we had 6 reds over 20 pounds in about 2.5 hours. Yeah, Macon. Yeah, so I'm about 45 minutes from there is where I grew up, Thomaston. So just north of you, about 45 minutes. So that's the tie we just fly. The fly we just tied, y'all. Black and purple. Super popular color down here for fly fishing in Louisiana. Yeah, David is from that area. David Lucas is from that area. But that's probably the most famous person I ever took fishing. I took some guys fishing. It might have been last week or week before last. I think it was, last week or week before last. A little bit older guys. And they kept hinting around that they were famous somehow. I don't know. I mean, because if they were, I didn't know who they were. But, the one guy, we were talking about, we were taking pictures of fish, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm used to being on camera all the time. And I thought about going live on our fishing. He goes, well, if you go live, you probably get a bunch of views. But I don't know. If he was a celebrity, I didn't know who it was. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know Zebulon, obviously. I know that area. I go home as much as I can. The last time I was home was Christmas time. So, I stay pretty busy fishing, so it's hard for me to get home all the time. I'm a fishing guy down here, so it's just hard to go home all the time. What's funny is 2 summers ago, do I do charter? Yeah, I'm a charter guide, y'all. I'm a charter guide. So the name of my YouTube channel is Gripping Lips Fishing. But I have a website, gripandletsfishing.com. If you go on that, you can book trips from there. I would say right now, if you want to come down soon, I would shoot for May. May, I mean, the fishing's good now, but it's springtime, so you got a lot of wind outside. But if you're going to try to come down fishing soon, I would shoot for May. The winds kind of calm down in May, and the fishing's outstanding in May. So if you're going to come down soon, I would go for May. I'm trying to decide what I want to tie, y'all. I'll tell you what, we're going to do a hopedale crab, but we're going to do it in the chartreuse color. We'll do that. Let me grab, I got stuff everywhere, y'all. Let me grab right here. So I'm going to grab a deer tail. What's your favorite state to fish in fresh and salt? So I grew up in Georgia. I have fished a ton of tournaments back home in Georgia. My favorite state. Well, a lot of my tournaments have been in Georgia, but I fished all over the country. My favorite lake is Lake Eufaula, which is on the Georgia-Alabama line. That's where I've won the most money over the years. Probably my second favorite lake is Lake Seminole, which is South Georgia. Both those lakes are just, have a lot of giant bass in them. But I tell you, for smallmouth, I went up to the St. Lawrence River in New York 2 summers ago. I took my dad up there. Me and him, neither one of us had ever been up there, but me and him. I mean, my dad he's been in a ton of tournaments, y'all. My dad's actually in the American Bass Anglers Hall of Fame, so he's really good bass fishing also. So I took my dad up to the St. Lawrence River in New York, and we pulled a bass boat all the way up there. And without either one of us ever fishing it before in our life, man, we smoked them, y'all. Those smallmouth bass up there are just unbelievable. They are a lot of fun. I'm trying to find my hooks, y'all. Get a hook for this crab right here. Somehow I had misplaced a pack of hooks. I know they're right here in front of me somewhere. All right. Man, the winds are terrible down here. I had a charter. A few days ago, and the wind was blowing about 30 miles an hour. We caught fish. In fact, we caught a lot of fish, but it took me a while to find them. I had to run all over the place to find some fish. All right, y'all. Grab a 2/0 hook to start off with. We're gonna tie a hopedale crab, but we're gonna tie it in the chartreuse and white pattern, which is a really good pattern. All right, just gonna put a little thread base right up on the eye right here. So I do fly fishing and regular fishing, y'all. I'm a fishing guy down here. We do both. I take people for fly fishing and spinning rod or regular fishing rod fishing. So if y'all want to book a trip, my website is gripandletsfishing.com, and we can go get it. All right, we're going to use the chartreuse eye on this. Yeah, the other day the wind was blowing like 30. I ran all over the place trying to find some fish. I had 4 guys. It was a spinning rod trip. And I finally found one spot, and we caught 53 fish in one spot. We caught 50 redfish and 3 flounder in one spot. All right, we're going to grab these chartreuse eyes right here, y'all. Get a couple wraps to get them started in one direction. A couple wraps in another direction just to get them started on the hook good. And now we're going to start doing X wraps on it, y'all. I'm supposed to have this Thursday through Sunday. I'm supposed to have fly fishing charters Thursday through Sunday. But the weather's supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be windy and rainy, which is not a good combination for fly fishing. I've already called my clients, y'all, because one's coming from Montana, one's coming from California. So I've already called them to see if they possibly want to reschedule. I hate for people to come from all the way across the country and the weather be bad and the fishing be tough, when they're spending money like that. All right, now that we got the eyes on there, we're gonna go ahead and run a thread base down the hook like this right here. We're just gonna tie a white and chartreuse hopedale crab pattern, y'all. All right. After you get the eyes on there, you want to put a little bit of glue over the eyes. I hope everybody that's watching that's new is subscribing to the channel, y'all. It don't cost a thing to subscribe, and it helps the channel grow. All right, everybody. Now that we got some glue in there, we're going to hit it with this is a ultraviolet light. It dries that glue within like a few seconds. Don't be shining yourself in the eyeballs. And don't be shining your fingers and stuff with it, because it'll sunburn you. All right, y'all. We got that on there. I've already took the deer tail and cut a chunk of white off there. This is white deer tail. That's right, man, because I've been doing YouTube for years now. I got about 500 something videos, y'all, and I haven't made. I'll be honest with you, I've made $105 out of all the video, out of doing 500 something videos, the hundreds of hours of editing video, because I do it all myself, and everything else, y'all. I've made $105 on YouTube. That's just me being honest with you. All right. We're going to lay the thread on, we're going to lay the tail on there like that. I'm going to get a few loose wraps to hold it in place. And once I get it kind of lined up where I want it, we're going to start wrapping that deer tail around the hook like that. Just like that. And believe it or not, I'm not going to add any stripes to this one, y'all. Because like I said, I don't add stripes to every fly I tie. So we're not going to add any black stripes to the tail. I know it's crazy. That's like a new concept, but we're not going to do it. We are going to add some chartreuse shiny to it. So I'm going to grab some chartreuse right here. I think I got about 4 or 5 strands right here. We're going to cut that. And what you want to do, where your thread's at right here, you're going to take this. It's like 4 or 5 strands of some shine. You're going to wrap it around your thread one time like that. Hold it up here. You're going to take your thread and just do a couple of wraps just to get it started. And then we're going to take, because I got it in 2 sections right here, and we're going to pull this down to the side of the fly and put some wraps in it to hold it in place. And it should stay just like that. Alrighty then. Just like that. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want to add a little bit more color to that or not. You don't really need it, honestly. You know what? We'll add a little pearl to that also. We'll take some pearl. We're going to take this pearl color right here. the same thing. Just get a few strands of pearl. Do the same thing we just did. Just like that. Just added some shiny to the hiney, y'all. All right, now we're gonna take and put a feather right here. Let me find. Got one right here, y'all. Do I like smaller flies? So I had a ton of material for smaller flies. Like I had a ton of like little trout hooks and stuff, and I actually took them up to my local fly shop and gave them away up there, y'all. I just don't. I'm always down here taking people out fishing, and it's for redfish, so I don't really tie those small flies. So I gave all that stuff away. So we're gonna grab one feather right here, one piece of saddle hackle. It's chartreuse with a little bit of black in it. We're gonna cut this thick end of the feather off right here. Just cutting that off. Like that. We're going to lay this on top of the fly. Get some hooks. Get some wraps to hold it down. And now we're going to wrap this feather around the hook. So we're just getting some wraps around it. This is adding a little bit of body to the fly, a little bit of color. Now we're going to hold this tag end out of place, or out of the way. Get a couple of wraps and then cut this tag end off, y'all. I got stuff laying everywhere, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get some wraps on here to hold everything in place. So far we put a white tail on there with a little bit of shiny on it. And we got a little bit of a chartreuse. We took a chartreuse piece of saddle hackle, chartreuse feather. And put that on there, y'all. Just like that. Now, I'm going to grab some white. I'm going to grab some white crack wrap right here. And y'all, this is probably the last. I've done a few flies. Probably the last one I tie for now. It's getting to be the dog. It's almost time for the dogs to eat, and they know it. So they're starting to get a little worked up. So probably the last one I tie. I'll probably go live again tonight. If y'all subscribe to my channel and y'all hit the little notification bell, you'll see every time I do a new video or when I go live. Because I don't just tie flies, y'all. I got a lot of fishing videos, and we'll go live sometimes while we're out there on fishing charters. So you never know what you're going to see when we're live, because I mean we see all kinds of crazy stuff out there, sharks and all kinds of stuff when we're out there fishing. All right, we're going to get this crack wrap started on there. We're going to go ahead and wrap that. Y'all probably hear my dogs. They know it's time for them to be eating. All right, let's get this wrapped up, y'all, and we will be done with this fly. I'll probably go live again later tonight and tie some more. And by the way, when you're wrapping this material, it's doing a good job of doing it on its own right now, but you just want to keep it pushed back towards the back of the fly. But right now, it's staying back pretty good by itself, without me having to do anything. That's more than enough, probably. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hold this tag in, do a couple of wraps. I hope everybody that's watching has subscribed to the channel. Helps me out a lot. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get some wraps to make that stuff stay on there good. See, here come all the dogs. They know what time it is, so they're all coming up here next to me. All right, now that we got that wrapped on there, I'm going to throw a couple of wraps right here, and then we're going to tie it off, y'all. So I take my little tie tool right here. That's cool. I like it. That's awesome. I'm supposed to fish this Thursday through Sunday. I got fly fishing charters. The weather is not going to be good, supposedly. So we'll see how it goes. All right. After you tie it off like that, you want to take some glue. This is just solar res glue. It's basically glue that dries with ultraviolet light. And I'm going to put that over the thread where we just tied everything off. Like that. And then hit it with the ultraviolet light right here, y'all. And it's going to dry that glue within just a few seconds. I know, y'all. All my dogs are over here next to me, y'all. They know what time it is. They're all whining at me. All right, y'all. That's going to be it for today. We started off with this fly right here, which is the olive colored hopedale crab. We started off with that one today. We did that one first. Then we tied a shrimp pattern. Then we tied a shrimp pattern right here. That was the second fly we tied. Then we went with like a black and purple hopedale crab, one of the #1 colors down here. And then we finished it off with a chartreuse and white, y'all. So that's the 4 flies that we tied today. Thank y'all for, as a bonus fly, anybody just joining, we tied this one the other night. It's a crab, and he's dabbing. It's the dab crab. We tied that the other night. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I got to feed the dogs. I'll be back on later tonight. Thank y'all.